guys, it's Megan and today I'm going to show you how I achieved this makeup look. I posted this look on my Instagram yesterday and a bunch of you guys asked me how I did it, all the products and everything. And so today I'm filming this on my lunch break and I want to get it up for you guys as soon as possible because it's such a beautiful look. Like, it is mostly about the skin, but I do show you how I get my eye look and my lips and everything. But this skin, baby, ooh, it is gorgeous and it's very natural looking, but very perfected, without being super makeup-y. I just think it's the perfect balance between makeup and natural skin. It's definitely makeup, but I don't know, I think it looks really, really beautiful. This would be so gorgeous if you have a special occasion or a wedding or anything, because your skin just looks vibrant and youthful, but it's not greasy. It is just stunning. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if you're excited about it, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and let's jump on into it. My number one tip with the Magic Cream, if you're going to use it as a makeup base like I do, is to put it on with enough time to sink into your skin. So I just have this little one and you can barely even tell that I've used it because it's very rich. A little bit goes a long way, and I use this in addition to my skincare. So if my skin is feeling dry, or if I just really want my makeup to look really hydrated and glowy throughout the day, this is a really great product because it really, really hydrates your skin. But to me, it doesn't make my skin oily, which is pretty rare, but you definitely have to let it sink in. So just massage it all over the skin, and in the box it actually has instructions on how to give yourself a facial massage, which I think is pretty cool. So this is really nice, expensive for sure, but if you really like hydrating primers or want something a little bit bougie, that is a really nice product. I should have pulled back my hair before I put on that cream, but now I remembered. So let me put on some lip balm. I've been loving the Fresh Lychee lip balm in the pot. I've used up so much of it. I love it. I love the texture and I love the scent. It's very light, but sweet. Oh, it's so nice. I'm priming my lids with the Milani eyeshadow primer as always. And I personally need eyeshadow primer or my eyeshadow just creases and disappears. But if you don't have that happen to you, you definitely don't need an eyeshadow primer. But I am going to use the Tom Ford Seductive Rose palette. And I used this pinky shade because I thought it went really nicely with the Pillow Talk vibe of Charlotte Tilbury, but I don't have those palettes or anything. And in my crease, I just used the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow, the Sculpt shade. So that is what we're gonna do today. This is one of my favorite products. It just looks gorgeous and it's just so nice. So I'm just going to put the Sculpt shade in my crease, and this will just define that area but not be too dark and not have to get out a whole nother palette or anything like that, since we will be using this on the cheeks as well. This is an optional step, but I think it really helps the eyeshadow stick better. I'm using this Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in Vanilla Kiss, which is just a cream shade, and I'm just putting this all over my lid. And then with the Tom Ford Seductive Rose palette, this pink shade, I'm just going to use my finger and press this onto that cream, and it just helps it like last a little bit better, either use a cream base or like a glitter glue or something. It will just make sparkly shades really come to life. And these shadows are best applied with your fingers. Any of these like really shimmery Tom Ford shades. It is just gorgeous. You can really build it up or you can sheer it out. Then I'm just gonna take my blending brush again, blend those edges. And I took just a touch of this darkest shade in the Seductive Rose palette just to deepen up the outer corner. But I tried to get as little as possible, since I don't really want this to be a super smoky look. So I think that is pretty much how I had it yesterday. Then I used my Maybelline liquid liner in Forest Brown, and I did what I tried to have as a slight wing. So let's see if we can do that today. I think that's pretty good. And this video really isn't about the eyes, and the look wasn't really about the eyes, so that is what we're gonna do, and then I'll do mascara. I always do that last. So now the magic cream has pretty much completely sunk into my skin. It's not going to interfere with my other products, it's just going to be a really nice base. So for concealer, I've been doing a combination of the NARS Radiant Creamy and the Tarte Shape Tape Ultra Creamy. So the NARS that I'm using right now is in light 2.5 Creme Brulee, which is more of like a peach shade. Normally I use vanilla, but I use that up and I haven't wanted to open up my new one yet because I already had this Creme Brulee shade open. So I just put a little bit of that. And my current favorite concealer brush is this Sephora Pro blush brush number 99. It's such a nice shape for under the eyes for like a patting motion, which is what I like to do with my concealer. And this shade is a nice like peachy color corrector as well. So I don't use this by itself since it doesn't quite like match my skin or really brighten under my eyes, but it does help to color correct. So that is with the Creme Brulee, and then I do as little as possible of this Tarte Shape Tape, and you can see like on the wand like it gets really goopy. So what I try to do is not even take the wand out, just take a little bit, like it's so pigmented, that's like such a small amount, and just put it right in my inner corner to help brighten. But seriously, you guys, this stuff is potent. And I think the packaging, I don't know if I just got like a bad one, but it's not my favorite because it kind of gets all over the place, but I hope you can see it really brightens. And then I usually go over my nose with it. And we are going to put on foundation, but this is kind of like my beginning of the face routine. So that is my concealer. Then I have been loving the ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation. This might be, these are big claims, but this might be my favorite foundation ever. It's the perfect shade match. It's in Fair 20N. I love that it has a pump, and a little bit goes a long way. Like, this is not very much, but I just start with like that amount, and then I just blend it all over my skin. And I would say only really use your fingers with this because it's very thick. Not very thick, but it is a thicker foundation. And I guess I shouldn't have done the Tarte concealer first. Whenever I film like doing my makeup, I always get discombobulated. So do the brightening concealer after your foundation. I would still do the NARS first for color correcting, but to brighten, you would probably want to do that after your foundation. And I think this is such a great foundation because it's nice coverage, but it doesn't really look makeup-y because it is more of that hydrating formula, so it looks really natural on the skin. So that is just a nice thin layer, and it's not like 100% full coverage, but this is how I like my foundation to be, and it just looks really pretty. So now I should have went in with my Tarte concealer. I'll just add a little bit more to show you guys how it really brightens. And this is how you can kind of like contour your face with highlighter and just make certain points of your face like come forward. So I just put a little bit around my eyes. The chin is a good area, nose. Then I've been loving my Guerlain Meteorites, and I use this to set both under my eyes and my whole face. So when I am setting my under eyes with this, I like to use a small brush like this Zoeva 132 Luxe Powder brush. And I just go in, and like the farther into the container you go, the more like just loose powder there is. So I try to get a little bit farther into the container, tap off any excess, and make sure I don't have any lines like creasing under my eyes. And then I set this. And this is a beautiful setting powder because it's not flat. Like there is some luminosity to the Guerlain Meteorites, which just goes perfectly with like the glowy skin that I always try to achieve. So those are the main areas we're going to set for now. And then I'm going to go in with my contour. So I don't like to set my face until I do all my cheek products and stuff. So I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow and just do a little bit of like bronzer. This is a pretty nice subtle contour on my skin, or there's a little bit of warmth to it, but I would say it's more contour than bronzer. So I mostly do my cheekbones, and then I take whatever is left down my jawline and a little bit down my neck. You could definitely use the highlighter in this, it's beautiful, but we will be using the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Beauty Light Wand as our highlight. But first I'm gonna go in with the NARS Liquid Blush in Orgasm. This is like the ultimate blush for just really making it look like it's your natural skin. Like there is no blush that I've ever tried that looks more like skin than this. So a little bit goes a super long way. There's a little pump on it, but even this small amount is way too much for my skin. And I use the Zoeva 128 Cream Cheek Brush, and I just get as little as possible and then just stipple it a little bit on. And then I usually wipe off the brush, and then I start to blend. And you want to work quickly because it does like dry down, but it pretty much just melts into the skin. Like there is no distinction between this blush and your face. Like it's crazy. So I'm just adding a little bit more. And if you do go overboard, you can always take a foundation brush or a powder brush or something and just like buff it out. So that is as blushy as I want to get, but like look how much is left on my hand. So you might feel like you're wasting a little bit of product, but literally you can't get less. It's not a horrible pump, it's just that it's such a thin product that you barely need any. Like, it's just so gorgeous, and you can see I already have a bit of a sheen to my skin with that product, and like the magic cream is underneath and of course helps with that glow. But then we're going to pump it up even more with the Hollywood Beauty Light Wand in Spotlight, and I really want to get the pink glow, but like all of the shades are sold out. So this is like a crazy little thing that has a sponge on it, but I like to use my finger, and a little bit of this also goes a long way. And I just like to blend this in on my cheekbones and up my temple. Oh my gosh. Again, this is like the most undetectable highlighter. It just makes your skin, it like looks like your skin is just this radiant. It's absolutely beautiful. I always think of brides when I use this combination because it's just so natural looking yet so beautiful. And then I just like to pat it in just to make sure there's no harsh lines, and I like to let that sit on the skin for like a little bit before I go in with my like final powder. But I'm just going to clean out my brows. Let's do mascara. Actually, I've been using the Lancome Once You're Big, and I'm going to curl my lashes first. I've noticed that with this mascara, I like to put on a coat and then go to the other eye before I go back and add more, because it can get kind of clumpy, and I like clumpy lashes, but this can get a little too clumpy if I add too much too fast. So I just do each eye, and then I dip in again to do the like second coat. That I think just gives a really nice result. And then I use the MAC Giga Black Lash Mascara on my lower lashes, and this won't transfer. It just is perfect. Now I'm going to go with my Meteorites again and just buff out the face. And I love the Sephora, it just says powder brush. This is one of their less expensive brushes, but it is so good. And so I just work it in the Meteorites, and then I start at the center of my face and then just buff out. And this just like perfects the face. And even with that, the face doesn't look powdery at all. For eyebrows, I like to make sure no like foundation is in them, and then I've been using the Kosas Airbrow in Auburn. No brow pencil. I am trying not to use brow pencil anymore because I already have like big brows, and I just feel like it makes them look more harsh and like blocky. So I've just been trying to train myself just to use brow gel, and I think that it is perfectly fine. Then I'm going to do my lips, and I did a Charlotte Tilbury lip combo. I used Iconic Nude Lip Liner and Pillow Talk lipstick. Blot off that lip balm that we added before. So that's with just the liner. Then the lipstick is a beautiful pink. love it. And I think the final step is to set the face, and I love, love, love the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I always get tongue-tied. This is like the key to locking in this glow. Like, you look amazing and glowy and gorgeous, but this just brings it to the next level. And there is a slight fragrance to this, but it doesn't like stick around. Once you spray it and it dries, it completely dissipates. But this helps that you definitely don't have a powdery finish on your skin. It just really emphasizes the glow. This is just, oh, my favorite makeup right now. And I feel like you could do any eye look with this and you're just good to go, because the skin is so gorgeous and glowy, but not like oily. It's just perfect. I could not be happier with how this turned out, and I'm so glad you guys asked me to do a tutorial, because I probably wouldn't have documented it and I might have forgotten how like I achieved this look. So this is how you get gorgeous, glowy, long-lasting skin. I love glowy skin, but a lot of times glowy makeup is like oily and doesn't last long. This is like glowy but long lasting because of the setting spray, but also because you set it with a little bit of powder and it just works well on my skin, at least. And I hope if you guys try out these products and this combo, you love it as well. And this isn't like what I do every single day, because it is kind of like a lot of different steps, but when I want my makeup to look great, this is what I do. And I just could not be happier with how it turned out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and learned something from it. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you really soon. Bye.